What?
That belongs to something. And so does that. We're live!
Whoa!
Hello, everyone. We're slightly unprepared.
Gotta give a guy some notice here. I think I wasn't sufficiently poised and prepared. Gonna get a little bit of exercise in here before we get going. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you.
Hi, everybody. El Puppy's here with a joke at the ready.
Hi, El Puppy. You know what, El Puppy? I have a confession to make. I looked at the punchline. Robbie already has yelled at me about it, so if you're feeling disappointed in me for not doing what I'm not supposed to do, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I was drawn to the punchline as if a moth to flame.
I don't think anybody expects you to guess these. I just like it when you try, because you sometimes get them. I'm always impressed.
I appreciate that. I'm sure El Puppy has a multitude of jokes at the ready.
Yes.
As our friends wander into the classroom, we will...
This is not a classroom.
It's not? Stop. What is it? Is it to the...
I don't know, but there's a fly flying around. It's making me crazy, you guys.
Robbie is very easily distracted by small things. Robbie, in some ways, is a pillar of strength and stability, but she's absolutely undone by certain things. If you start singing one of Robbie's favorite songs, but change the words even a little, she will fly into a rage because apparently it's then ruined forever.
That version gets stuck in my head, and I can't appreciate the original song anymore.
Or if you start telling Robbie a creepy story, she will be unhinged because she can't get it out of her imagination.
Yeah.
There's no boundary between Robbie's imagination and reality, so it's very easy to mess with Robbie's reality by pushing pieces of imagination in through her ears.
Yep.
I have to be very sensitive to Robbie's. Yes. I mean, her otherwise strength.
I was gonna say it's a strength and a weakness.
Yes, I know. I know. We have to care for the Robbie.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That fly.
I don't even notice the fly. I don't even notice the fly because the fly is not the priority right now. You are the priority, my friends. You, not the fly. Robbie, if you want to go murder the fly, go ahead. I'm going to have a show here in our virtual
classroom. Hi, Nate and Nora. Hi, Conrad and Beckett.
What does this say?
Matthew promises not to fool you.
Yes, this is a promise I made in the last show, too. I believe in the truth, in that when you say words, when they come out of your mouth, they should correspond to actual intentions and real things about the world. I don't like to be fooled. I don't like to fool other people. I can promise you that I'm not going to fool you today. Robbie will not promise. Robbie loves to fool people, tease people, to say things that aren't true.
I do.
Took us a while to work through that at the beginning of our relationship.
I used to make Matthew very sad.
I'm not sure we've even fixed that yet.
He did not appreciate all my teasing.
There is a poem, it is a play by Oscar Wilde called The Importance of Being Earnest.
Yes, but it's about a person.
I don't care. I'm quoting him in defense of my own straightforward approach.
If you guys don't know what earnest means, it means
straightforward. It means you say things that are true.
You mean them.
Sometimes you sound a little sappy. One time, my employer, when I worked for Williams College, referred to me as a son of the prairie. And I think what he meant was that I was a straightforward young man from the great American Midwest.
Yes.
He was making certain cultural assumptions about Midwesterners, but I think he was trying to flatter me while teasing me at the same time, which is what Robbie often does. All right. What does that say?
Theme song.
All right, we're going to play the theme song. Didn't play it in the last one because I wrote a song for the last show. But here we're going to play the theme song. What? Why did you...
You're not... You just wrote the song for the last show. I guess you guys have to look at the replay of that one.
I feel like...
If you want to hear Matthew's song.
I'm not going to make them listen to the song again. I think we got a lot of the same people. On your marks. Get set. Drew!
The Robbie and Matthew, the Robbie and Matthew Show.
Oh, he got me again. I thought I understood where it was going to end. I went on a little longer, and then he went on. I think Drew is sneaking in here.
Did Drew sing all of those parts himself?
Heck yeah, he did.
He can sing very high.
Drew is a specialist in high singing.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's really something amazing about Drew. I know about 1,300 amazing things about Drew. If I had to make a list, it would have at least 1,300 items. We obviously don't have time to go through all of those items today. I would not only bore you, but I would probably have to fumble around a bit once I got past item 15 to search in.
For the remaining 1,207 or 80.
I know that they're there, and that's all that matters. Drew knows that they're there.
All right.
What does that say? Matthew, read it, Robbie.
Complains that no one did their homework.
Okay, people.
Now, someone over here on the sidebar did just ask why is January.
Okay, that is not helpful. You were asked to write me a response to the question, why is January? Send it to me in my email. Nobody did it. I am disappointed in you, which is why I'm wagging my finger at you, and I'm going on to the next item.
Look at all the Midwesterners in the sidebar.
What does this say? Matthew,
puts everyone in detention.
Okay, so after class today, you guys are in detention. And what that means is you have to leave whatever comfortable place you're sitting right now. Go sit at a hard desk.
Look at this fly.
I want you to sit on a hard chair and maybe put some marbles under you so it's really uncomfortable. I want you to have a piece of paper, and I want you to answer why it's January, and I want you to send me your answers. This is important. You're in detention. And detention lasts until you're done with your homework. Okay? No, not okay. That's how it is.
Yes, you're not supposed to ask at the end.
I want the authoritarian adults in the room.
Someone already wrote we're already in detention.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a special Matthew layer of detention, all right? Here we go. Matthew, put your...
Wait. I just want to point out.
Yeah?
Matthew is a total softie.
What? No! Don't let them know that. They have to think that...
Oh, the fly landed on my forehead, you guys. I'm so mad. Yes, Matthew is not the right person to listen to if you're getting put in detention.
No.
He's not. He has no backbone. He's not going to back it up.
Okay.
If I put you in detention, you better straighten up and listen and do it. This is just a gentle warning.
Robbie,
he would like some emails with your homework.
Robbie, will you please put down the Robbie hammer, or does that have to happen if... So you have one more day before Robbie comes down on you. You have one more day to do the right thing and send me your response to the question, why is January, at info@robbieandmatthew.com. Please do not make me pull out my secret weapon.
You know what?
Okay?
Your secret weapon only operates when she cares deeply about something.
Robbie, stop. Stop while I'm ahead, okay? All right, here we go. Matthew explains how detention works. I already did. I explained it. It's really unpleasant.
We do have a fly swatter. It's in the other room, and I really want to go get it right now.
This is not a show about dismembering living creatures. This is a show about love and literacy and hope and creativity and family and togetherness.
And killing flies.
Not about killing flies. It's about punishing people who don't do their homework. All right, here we go. Robbie reads the entirety of Chapter 13.
Oh,
you guys, Chapter 13 is totally...
It's a reasonable length?
In fact, I thought about reading Chapter 13 and 14, but that would be pushing it. So I want my friends to sit back and enjoy the entirety. We are really coming down the pike. We only have 3 chapters left. While Robbie reads to you, I'm going to get a fly swatter and see if I can make her dreams come true.
Oh,
all right?
My goodness. All right, here we go. Hold on. I got so distracted. I was unprepared. This darn fly, it's just taunting me right in front of my face, you guys. Okay, Chapter 13. Chapter 13, The Owl Thief. Principal Jones and I look out the window, but Emily is already gone. Not Emily, says Milton, pointing behind us. Her! Principal Jones and I both turn to look. Milton is pointing at someone else who is about to leave through the door on the other side of the lobby. It's Tracy Dublinger and her gigantic molar, presumably on their way to the dentist. At this point, it's clear that Principal Jones is entirely fed up with everyone in the McCoy family, and that she's not interested in accusing anyone else of stealing Eddie, especially not the likely winner of the Wise Owl Award. Tracy, would you please come here a minute? She says. Tracy looks a little bit irritated, but comes over anyway. After all, following directions is basically her favorite thing in the world. Now, says Principal Jones, looking at Milton, why are you accusing Tracy Dublinger of stealing Eddie? Because she did. Could you be more specific? Sure. Right after school started this morning, Tracy pretended that she had to go to the nurse's office to floss her teeth. Or maybe she actually did go see Nurse Crockett. That doesn't matter. What does matter is that on the way, she grabbed Eddie from his case. But then she had to run into the pink bathroom when she heard Mr. Hammer whistling a tune as he came up the hall, which is why she knocked into the ropes and dropped the hall pass and left behind this long blonde hair. As he says this, Milton walks over to the ropes around the case and picks up a long blonde hair. That could belong to anyone, says Tracy. For example, it could be Tammy's. Tracy is glaring at Milton as if he were a fly, and she were a rolled-up piece of newspaper.
Bad news, friend. All of our fly swatters are MIA.
Do we have a rolled-up piece of newspaper?
Is that what I should do?
Yes.
All right, keep reading.
How appropriate. All right, I'm supposed to speak louder, according to Cousin Brad. Okay. A rolled-up piece of news. Tracy is glaring at Milton as if he were a fly and she were a rolled-up piece of newspaper. Milton doesn't seem to notice Tracy's interruption or the possibility that he might get squashed because he keeps right on going. Tracy's thumbs were greasy because she was handing out Wonder Scout cookie samples before school started, says Milton, which is why she left a greasy thumbprint on the door of Eddie's case when she grabbed him. At that, Tracy stuffs her hands into her pockets. Principal Jones looks not quite convinced, but also not quite not convinced. Tammy also sold cookies all morning, says Tracy. Get to the point, Milton, says Principal Jones. Eddie spent most of his day stuffed up above the drop ceiling in the girls' pink bathroom, says Milton. He pauses for a moment, obviously upset from thinking about Eddie's difficult day. And there Milton pauses for a moment. It seems he also understands the importance of a good flourish. Until Tracy stopped by the pink bathroom with her piñata on the way back from second recess. So what if I did? Snaps Tracy. Suddenly I'm starting to understand. The first grade classroom is right across the hall from the pink bathrooms, I say. And since Milton's desk is in the back of the room by the door, he can see everyone who goes in and out. Precisely, says Milton. Milton couldn't possibly have known it, but precisely is one of Annabelle Adams's favorite things to say. He is a natural detective. Milton continues. When Tracy bashed Moxie in the head with her molar piñata at the end of recess, it didn't hurt a bit, because empty piñatas are not heavy. Which is why, when Tracy went into the pink bathroom on the way back to her classroom, she was holding her piñata with one hand. But when she came back out, she was holding it with two hands. I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at, says Principal Jones. We all look at Tracy. She is holding her molar piñata with two hands, but then she grabs onto it with just her right hand to show just how easy it is to hold with just one hand. Only, it's not easy. It's obviously way too heavy to hold with just one hand. Because Eddie is hidden inside the piñata, I say, with the greatest flourish in the history of flourishes. Is this true? Asks Principal Jones. Tracy closes her eyes and looks like a sheep that just got sheared and is standing there naked and ashamed in front of all the other barnyard animals. Every last word, says Tracy, who is obviously not a criminal mastermind. Principal Jones takes the piñata and gives it a shake. Thumping around inside is something that sounds unmistakably like a lovable owl with a missing monocle. Milton reaches over and lifts the top of the tooth, which opens with a cleverly built papier-mâché hinge. I reluctantly admire Tracy Dublinger's remarkable attention to detail. If she ever gets out of jail, she might have a promising career as an engineer. Milton hands Eddie to Principal Jones, who looks at Milton as if she were a grandma and he were a cheek she wants to pinch. How did you know all of this? She asks Milton. I can tell that she is rather impressed. From talking to Moxie, says Milton. She had it figured out the whole time. You did? Asks Principal Jones, looking at me skeptically. Yes, of course I did, I say, feeling happier about having Milton as a little brother than I ever have in my entire life. Then why in the world did you accuse Bob and Leon and Emily? Asks Principal Jones. I'm sitting there trying to figure out what Annabelle Adams would say at a moment like this, when Milton says something instead. We had to catch Tracy red-handed, and so we had to make her think that we weren't onto her. I see, says Principal Jones, who seems not entirely convinced. What I can't figure out is why she did it, says Milton. Milton makes an excellent point. What was Tracy's motive? Well, says Principal Jones, looking right at Tracy, Tracy looks like someone who's been trying to carry an anvil on her shoulder for a long, long time, but really needs to set it down now. Her face goes from mad to sad to miserable to ashamed, and she bursts into tears. "Why did you do it?" asks Principal Jones. "I wanted to be wise like Eddie," says Tracy between sobs. "I needed a perfect score on the spelling test to beat Tammy for the Wise Owl Award. I figured that if I kidnapped Eddie and gave him a really big hug, I'd get just a little bit of extra wisdom." "Did it work?" asks Milton. "No! I still spelled amoeba wrong, and Tammy got it right. We're supposed to be identical. It's just not fair." I want to say something along the lines of, "Sorry, Tracy, but life's not always fair." But it occurs to me that in this very moment, it actually kind of is. "I was going to put Eddie back, I swear," she says, crying. "Then why did you put him inside the piñata?" asks Principal Jones, suddenly angry as a bee whose hive has been knocked out of a tree. "Why were you trying to take him home?" "I thought maybe if I spent winter break with Eddie, I'd be a better speller than Tammy by the start of spring term. I just want to be the best." At this point, Tracy is purple and hyperventilating, and I'm considering letting her know that I'm not a very good speller either, but then I remember what I'm pretty sure I heard Tracy say as I was leaving Mrs. Bunyan's classroom. "Do you have the anonymous note that accused Milton of stealing Eddie?" I ask Principal Jones. "I do," she says, pulling it out of her pocket. "Tracy left this on my desk earlier," I say, handing the note about my hair to Principal Jones. She holds the two notes side by side. The handwriting is exactly the same. "Why would you accuse Milton of stealing Eddie?" asks Principal Jones, now as angry as at least 100 bees. "Tiffany Eifenbach is my cousin," sobs Tracy. "I was trying to help her win the Golden Owl Award." I had always suspected that there was something a little bit off about Tiffany Eichenbach. If every bee in the world joined forces, they could not possibly be as mad as Principal Jones is at this very moment. I almost feel bad for Tracy Dublinger. Almost. "I really do have to go to the dentist," says Tracy between sobs. In spite of her various lies and misdeeds, I do believe that Tracy Dublinger is extremely serious about her teeth. "Oh, I think we have a few things to discuss first," says Principal Jones, leading Tracy into her office, probably to hang her by the ankles so the eels can nibble her fingertips while she listens to Mrs. Breath read from the Oxford English Dictionary, leaving Milton and me to stand there, blinking at each other. "Thanks," I say, truly. I should probably follow up with, "You were right, Milton," and "You're the best brother a sister could ask for," or other things like that, but I'm having trouble remembering how to pronounce those particular words. So I give him a sort of a hug, which is not really my style, and not really his style either. But he gives me a sort of hug back, and then we're standing there together in the hallway again. The one thing I can say is, "I'm really sorry about your owl point." "That's okay," he says. But it isn't. I'd do anything to get that owl point back. "I'm just glad Eddie is okay," he says. "Me too," I say. "We make a pretty good team, you know?" "You did all the hard work. I'm just glad I could help." I take a long look at Milton. There's so much more to him than I ever realized. Inside that tiny body is an amazing human being and a respectable detective. For the first time, I can see the possibility that he's my actual brother, that he's a real McCoy. Milton holds out his hand and I hold out mine. We have a good shake. After all, we did just solve the crime of the century. As Milton heads back to his class, I let it all sink in. Eddie is back where he belongs. I have found my new best friend, and maybe even a new detective partner. Not bad for a day's work. As I stand there wondering how life can possibly get better, I hear a buzz and a crackle and the voice of Principal Jones. All students, please report to the auditorium for the assembly.
Dum 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 dum.
Oh, chapter 14.
You guys see, that was a
Alright.
whole live chapter. I must say I'm a little suspicious about one thing.
Oh?
Robbie makes such a convincing Doublinger that I wonder what it says about her youth. Robbie, here's your rolled up piece of murdering
I know,
newspaper.
I don't see the fly anymore.
You guys, we had so many fly swatters hanging from the knobs of our kitchen counters that I couldn't even open the cabinets. Where did they go? Did Jasper
took
take
them
them?
all. Mm-hmm.
Jasper
Jasper
is
likes
even
the fly
more
swatters.
menacing than a fly. The fly seems to have gone away out of respect to Robbie's ridiculous...
Thank you, fly.
Yes. Thank you, Robbie, for reading that.
Yes.
Now you're going to get to see Robbie get cranky again.
Uh-oh.
I try not to tell Robbie what's coming up on the agenda, but I told her about the next item so that she could get a little bit cranky in advance so that she'd be less cranky for you guys. All
I
right.
pulled myself. I've rallied.
Matthew, what does it say?
Matthew tells you how relieved he was.
Oh, wait, here we go. All right, Matthew tells how relieved he was. What? That what?
Let's scoot it down a little. When he finally figured out who stole Eddie.
Oh, you guys, this was a really exciting chapter to write because I finally knew how the story ended. Until I wrote this chapter, I did not know who the culprit was. Thank goodness Milton showed up and explained things to me at a certain point. You think Moxie is the one who figured out what happened in the middle of that conversation with Principal Jones? No, my friends. Matthew Swanson was the one who figured it out. Then I told Moxie. And then we were like, oh, thank goodness. There's a way to land this helicopter before it explodes. All right. That's how it is to be me writing a mystery. And what does this say now? Robbie
teaches you how to draw Principal Jones.
Yes.
This is what I got annoyed about.
Robbie is going to teach you how to draw Principal Jones. My hard-hitting user feedback survey mechanism outreach campaign revealed that you guys like it when Robbie draws things and gives you an opportunity to draw things yourself. So I'm going to find Principal Jones.
We're going to teach you how to do this.
Look how great Robbie's attitude is. I wish you guys could have seen her earlier when I... Do you want anything more than that?
I think that's not a good one.
Like that? Okay.
All right.
Oh, here. How about that one? No?
Nope.
Okay.
If you can get her straight, I think I'll give it a try. Okay. So, I'm going to pick my Moxie pencil. And she has, like, an ovalish head. Yeah. Okay, she has an ovalish head.
But not quite as ovalish as a Doublinger?
I don't know.
Okay.
I get it's not quite
So cranky.
quite as ovalish
So
as a Doublinger.
Cranky.
And she has the eyes that I draw, these little vertical dashes. Her nose is a different shape. Her nose is kind of like a D with an open bottom.
Can you make it
There.
larger for our friends?
Yes.
Yes. Just zoom a little bit, maybe?
Sorry.
That's okay. There we go. All right.
There. So she has a little kind of a D without the line down there. That's a pretty easy way to describe it. Then she has lipsticky lips. So it's
She's
like,
a professional person.
Yes.
Yes.
So I guess it's just like a half of a B on top lying on its side and then a C next to it. And then
I like that.
I draw these little
Lip lines.
lip lines to make them look plump. Right?
When you draw me, do you draw plump lip lines?
I don't draw you with plump lip lines. You don't have plump lips.
All right. That's how it is, folks.
And then she has her ears.
Okay.
And she always wears these awesome super hoop earrings.
Yeah. Because she's a stylish professional
She's a
person.
stylish professional person.
Yes.
Oops.
Yeah. When you draw me, do you give me stylish earrings?
I do not. You should tell about your stylish earring.
Oh, you guys. Robbie loves to point out that when I was in high school, it was this ear, I had a hoop in this ear, and from the hoop hung a wolf claw.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
I did. My friend Rafe got it for me.
This is...
We went to a store and purchased wolf claws, and we used our Dremel tools to make holes in the wolf claws.
Oh my gosh, you made the wolf claw earring?
We didn't make the wolf claw. It came from a
you
wolf.
made the wolf claw earring.
Yeah, we drilled a hole in the wolf claw with our Dremel tool.
This is even worse than I thought, you
and
guys.
Then, wait, aren't you going to give me props for being industrious?
I am going to give you props for being industrious.
Yeah.
That with a Dremel tool,
so
good work.
A wolf claw with a hole in it, and then it was a little hoop that went through my ear and held the wolf claw up. I also wore a red bandana in those days. So if you can picture me with my wolf claw earring and my bandana.
And you can see how impossible it is for Robbie to not mock him for that.
Robbie loves me, and I think she considers that one of my strongest brand attributes, you guys. I also had a little stud. I had a little yin and yang earring at one point.
Gosh.
There was just 1 year of high school during which I wore it, or maybe just one semester.
If you want to be relentlessly mocked by Robbie, you can get a wolf claw earring.
I like to think that Robbie would be more respectful of your choices than she was of mine.
Okay, so
yeah.
I don't know. I messed up the hair a little bit here. And her chin is a little bit wider.
I was going to say, I think she has a wider...
She has a thinner chin.
Yes. That's more like the Principal Jones I know and love. Oh, she looks so good.
Oh, but the trick to Principal Jones is her arch eyebrows. Oh, and also her cheekbones. She usually has a little bit of cheekbone there.
Okay.
Ugh, she's a little messed up.
We're asking Robbie to do things on the fly. You know, it's not her preference, so we should just be glad that... And she has a very strong neck. Slender, but strong. Yes. Oh, it's actually thinner than that.
Why doesn't she look right?
I think...
Her nose is too big.
Her nose is too big? Okay. I think she looks good. I think her entire head is less wide than this.
I don't know what's happening.
But we're giving you the ideas.
You
guys, see, well, you know what I did? I put Robbie on the spot. For you. It
just goes to show how even the pros don't know how they draw the things that they draw.
To be fair, Robbie has spent most of the last year drawing a completely different set of characters.
Yeah, but I don't think like Mo Willems. He knows how to draw that.
Let's not compare ourselves to others.
He knows how to draw that.
Let's focus on what we do, Robbie.
Which, yes, is forget how to draw the people that we've drawn in a book.
All right.
All right.
No, I think she looks like herself.
I
like it.
No, there's something's happening here that's wrong.
Just a little bit of an extra wideness on the cheek there. Maybe this is Principal Jones after eating a lot of donuts. All right. It was Staff
Jones
Appreciation Day.
Isn't the type to eat a lot of donuts.
I know, but maybe she made an exception just this once. All right, you guys. So now you know how to draw Principal Jones.
Or you know how to draw Principal Jones's evil twin.
There's nothing evil about this person.
Who eats lots of donuts.
All right, you guys. I think you did a great job, Robbie.
Her hair is thicker. Thank you, El Puppy.
Yeah.
Robbie, did I make him get rid of it? No, he was wise enough to get rid of that earring long before he met me.
Long before. I would not... None of my children would exist if I had not gotten rid of the wolf claw proactively, which means on my own before Robbie...
He came to his senses before he even met me.
I did. I also, guys, had long flowing hair that came down to my shoulders. I think when Robbie first saw me, I had long flowing hair that came down to my shoulders. My fashion sense was so tragic. I didn't have a lot of friends at that time in my life.
Oh, there's plenty of things that I could say about myself that are unflattering.
And I knew the people that were my friends really meant it because they were really... All right, here we go. Let's see. Robbie, Principal Jones, what does it say?
We answer your questions. Yes, we have some questions.
What does that say? Various viewers compliment Robbie.
Oh, we've already gotten to that part.
Well, have you got... Has your fam club... Why don't we review... We only have a minute. Okay, let's review the sidebar.
Robbie's too awesome to be strict. We love Robbie. Robbie's the best. Hooray for the Midwest.
Yeah. Okay, excellent.
I grew up in KC. Kansas City love. Several people from Kansas City.
All right, cool.
We got some jokes.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's have some jokes.
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
I know the answer.
Oh, I love this one. This is
good.
Funny.
It is good.
I don't know, but the flag's a big plus.
And if you guys don't know, the Swiss flag has a big plus on it. All right.
That's funny.
All right, good.
Let's
All right,
see.
I haven't looked at any of the other punchlines, so I'll do my best.
Oh, this is funny.
Tell me.
This was an April Fool's joke.
Okay.
Which you would never do, Matt.
No, never.
No. Best April Fool's joke was sending Ella to school with chocolate egg foil wrappers filled with grapes in her lunch.
Oh. You know what?
Grapes are delicious.
I approve of that because that's a healthy choice. All right, good. Yeah.
All right. Zoe has a joke.
Okay.
Thanks, Zoe.
Let's hear it.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance?
Because... The dance.
The dance is not critical.
Oh.
It's the skeleton.
Why didn't he go anywhere?
Well...
Why didn't he go?
It's because you want to go to the dance with someone.
Oh, because he was all by himself? Oh, because he was hideously lacking in flesh. and people were freaked out by him because he was so scary. Because he had no body to go with?
You got that.
He had no body to go with.
All
I
right.
talked my way into it.
All
right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
What do you get when you cross a veggie and a chicken?
Don't know.
An eggplant.
An eggplant.
Yeah, why are eggplants called eggplants anyway? Would somebody please, I'm going to assign that as homework. Please find out why eggplants are called eggplants when they look nothing like eggs.
Are you giving that assignment to a specific person or to anybody? Or to everyone?
To everyone.
Everyone.
If you don't want to have to answer why is January, please
No.
why is an eggplant.
This is not an either or. You can add this to get extra credit at the bottom of your why is January response, which is due by the end of today, or you're in detention again tomorrow with Robbie making mad faces at you. Show them what it looks like. Yeah, that's awful. Oh!
But if you answer why an eggplant is, I'll take you out of detention.
As long as it follows a comprehensive answer to the question, why is January? Robbie, do not undermine my edict. All right, do we have anything else here?
All right.
What do you get when you cross a vampire and a snowman? Oh, I saw the answer. I thought,
why were you reading it?
Well, because I didn't.
The answer is frostbite.
Frostbite.
That's funny. What's your favorite food?
Burritos or pizza or sushi or enchiladas or anything at all wrapped up into a burrito with hot sauce and sour cream. Or Robbie makes oh my gosh, Robbie made the best baked chicken last night, you guys. It was so good.
But that was because I followed somebody else's directions.
You made it. That's all that matters.
Thanks.
You made it.
Thanks.
Most directions are somebody else's. Nope, not everyone. People are just inventing recipes here. The world would be madness if that was how it happened. All right. Anything else, or is it time for us to
answer what my favorite food was?
Oh,
it's a thing called tonkatsu.
Tonkatsu.
Yeah. It's a pork chop on top of rice with this soupy egg and delicious soy sauce thing over it. It's the best.
Excuse me. It is a breaded fried pork chop.
Yeah.
Let us be clear.
So
It's a
good.
cutlet.
Yes.
Right. Doesn't have any bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's katsudon. Did I say katsudon or tonkatsu?
You said tonkatsu.
Tonkatsu is the cutlet itself, and I think katsudon is it on top of rice. Anyway. All right. Because it looks like an egg, that is not the right answer.
To what?
To why an eggplant is called an eggplant.
It does not look like an egg,
it's
Melissa.
Purple,
it's
shaped...
lopsided. It has a little curve to it. You did not get an A on that assignment, Melissa. Go back, do it again, and do it better.
I think that was either Conrad or Beckett. We can't blame Melissa
Add
for
it
that.
to the end
right.
of your essay,
All right.
in which you thoughtfully respond to the question, why is January? All right? Or you can come here and murder Robbie's fly. That, I think, would get you.
Oh, eggplants are also a fruit.
Oh, my gosh. All right. My mind blown.
So
the fruit veggie divide is
we'd have
very...
to rewrite that joke to start with. But we still don't know why eggplants are called eggplants.
I think it is most commonly lumped with vegetables in the popular consciousness.
As are tomatoes.
Right.
But those were the only...
I think there's
somebody said peppers are a fruit, too.
I
don't get it.
Friends, is
What
there
a
anything
vegetable?
else we can do for you today?
Somebody also asked, how many Real McCoys books are you planning to make?
I would love to
Yes.
make 6 Real McCoys books. I think I could write 6. However, at the moment, there are only 3 planned because books are a business, and the first 3 Real McCoys books have to sell more before more can be made.
Before anybody wants
Nobody's
to buy.
holding it against anybody else. It's just how it works. So we're making 3 new books in the new series right now, the Cookie Chronicles series. And Robbie just finished basically all of book 2. She has just a little tiny bit left at the end of book 2. And I'm working on book 3, and we're going to share that with you guys basically a year from now. If you can please hold on till then.
Yes.
I know you can. I believe in you. And Robbie today is about to finish reading for the first...
I already finished it.
You did? Robbie hasn't even told me what she thought. The fact that she hasn't told me what she thinks of it yet.
If I had 7 thumbs, I would give it 7 thumbs
You
up.
really liked
Matthew's
it?
new manuscript
You
is
really
good.
liked it? Awesome. Awesome! I'm excited.
I
Yes.
just want to say that Ella has already done her homework and is out of detention.
I haven't received an email.
Long ago, eggplants were the same size as goose eggs.
Hold on. I'm going to see if I have an email from Ella. Because if I don't, then Ella is not out of detention.
And Megan says they can be white. They are smooth and ovoid, as are eggs. Ovoid, that's a good word, you guys. That means egg-shaped.
I do have... Oh my gosh, I have 3 emails from
look
users.
At that. You guys are doing a good job doing your homework
One
right
of them,
away, just like Matthew
One of them
suggests.
contains a joke, but no essay. One of them contains photographs,
Oh, man.
but no essay. So, guys,
Okay.
whoever, Ella,
You
not
did
out
write
of jail.
emails. You
no.
did write emails, but you didn't answer the homework.
Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah. All right.
We're going now. Look, it's 2:06. We've overspent our time.
But you know what? You're worth it. You guys, this is a quality connection we've created. We want to invest in you. Now invest in us by writing your essays.
Do your homework.
Do your homework. Seriously, you don't want to get on Robbie's bad side, you guys.
Look, somebody has agreed to do his homework this afternoon. Or her homework. I don't know who.
The homework of the person. We'll
Yes.
leave it unspecific. We assume
Yes.
that this is a person and not a robot, not a vampire. I guess
El Hubby has left, so the one
How do
robot
we know
in
that?
the thread.
How do we
she
know?
said goodbye.
What?
She said, I gotta go. She's got things to do at 2 o'clock.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Farewell.
Bye, everyone. Thank
Goodbye.
you for coming. Enjoy your homework.
No, don't.
Tell me about eggplants.
No, I want you to sit on marbles while you do your homework so it hurts. Bye.